All right, welcome everyone. My name is Omar Pinto, the host of the weekly recovery coaching calls. It is Wednesday, September 9th. Welcome, welcome. So, as usual, every week we take someone from the audience and we help them with something that they're currently struggling with or need help overcoming, right? Or maybe even an objective they're trying to accomplish, like we did last week. So who has something that we can help you with? Don't be shy. Eric went dark. All right, who is challenged? I'll promise I'll be gentle. How about that? Gosh, no takers. Tori, what are you struggling with? I'm gonna pull. Let's see. Let's get the ball rolling.
What a loaded question. What am I struggling with? I just, I moved recently and, last week I was sick. I was feeling depressed. I, wasn't just in the right frame of mood. I went and got out and did some stuff and kind of got through it. But yeah, I was really kind of just down on myself. And, I have no friends. I have no, I work at home. I should go out and get a job somewhere. I should, and just down on myself pretty much. What did I do? Oh my God, I just moved across the country. Was this a mistake? I'm such a control freak. I don't want it to be a mistake. And anyway, that's where I've been, and but I'm better today and this week.
All right. So let's see if we can make you feel a little better. Okay. So we'll tippy toe. So here's something that just came to mind as you were talking, which was I just moved across the country.
Right.
So a lot of times, Eric, I didn't want to eat a shit sandwich on video. Okay, so Eric decided I might hand him a shit sandwich to eat. Fair enough, Eric. I got you. I hear you. Okay. They're never pleasant, but you know what? Once you get through it, you're a better person. All right. So I just moved across country and I've got no friends and I got sick and I feel depressed. And it's like, maybe I need to get a job. I'm down on myself.
Right.
Which leads me to believe that there was some expectations. Could I maybe be guessing that there was possibly maybe some expectations?
Absolutely.
Okay. And what were those possible expectations?
I mean, I'm gonna go find my support group. I'm gonna go out and, obviously most meetings are all online. So, and I've been to a couple like in the Boston area that are online, but, I'm gonna, I get a lot of like pie in the sky ideas. Like I'm going to do this and do this and do this. And then for me, it's like, okay, well, yeah, I did that one thing, but then what are these other steps to do all this other stuff? And I fail to forget that, I forget that. And just go 0 to 100 in 5.2, you know.
Okay. All right. So I forget that. What did you forget?
I mean, I just forget that there's obviously steps involved to
Mm-hmm.
reach my goals.
Mm-hmm. I have to do some work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think another thing for me, it was like, okay, it was so exciting, and I moved, and I did all this stuff, and now it's just kind of like, what now, you know?
Okay. All right. So, and then you said I kind of go from 0 to 100
Mm-hmm.
in what?
I mean, in like 2 seconds.
Expand.
um,
Give me an example of something you go from 0 to 100.
I mean, like for me, moving was very sporadic.
Okay. Okay. I just moved.
You know, I like drove up here at the end of June and not thinking that I was going to move. And then a month later, 2 months later, here I am, you know, no idea I was going to do this.
Okay. Let's try this. Okay. I wanted to feel what?
I don't know. I wanted to feel purposeful.
I wanted to feel.
Oh, something else. I wanted to feel, I don't know, purposeful. I mean, significant. I don't know.
You mentioned support group.
Yes, I wanted to feel included.
Okay. Ooh, I like that word. That one feels, that feels true. That feels like what we were searching for here. I want to feel included.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to feel purposeful. I want to feel significant. I want to feel as though I matter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, how long have you been searching?
I mean, how long haven't I been searching? My entire life.
Mm. So how long have you been searching? My whole life. And it seems to me like you've been searching your whole life to feel included.
Yeah, included, have approval of others.
So, what happened, Tori?
What happened?
Where did they leave you out? Somebody left you out.
Yes. Yeah, they did. When I was a kid, I was made fun of for being fat.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
I hate that. And what happened?
I mean, that's just, I used to do, when I was a kid, I did Scottish dancing.
Mm-hmm.
So with a kilt and, you know, a bun on my head. And I used to go to, like Highland games and dance and compete against other girls. And, you know, I had my neighbor did it as well. And it was just a lot of her mom telling my mom to tell me what to eat and how I should fit into clothes and fit into my kilt and, you know, all different things like that. And there's just a couple incidents like that.
Okay. All right. And how old were you?
7 or 8.
Okay. So there's a 7 or 8-year-old version of Tori. And she is disappointed?
Yeah.
Or is it something else?
No, rejected, feeling rejected. And
Okay. So she's rejected. What else is she? She felt at that time, she felt rejected. She felt, what else?
I felt small. I felt partly unnoticed, but noticed for not the things that I wanted to be noticed, obviously.
Unwanted attention.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Singled out.
Right. Yeah. Embarrassed.
So we have this little 7 or 8-year-old Tori who got rejected and she felt small and she got unwanted attention. She was singled out. She felt embarrassed. So she kind of became disillusioned with life.
Yeah.
And so was she able to make friends after that?
To some degree, but I was always kind of a loner after that. You know, in high school, I really didn't have friends. Sat in my car. Well, when I got a car, you know.
Okay. And so what did that feel like to be sitting in your car all alone at lunchtime?
I felt like shit. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Felt like absolute shit. And but at the same time, I was very self-righteous. Like fuck all you guys.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course. I mean, you got to be strong when strong is the only option you got. So fuck them.
That's right.
So this is how you felt. Of course, I'm alone in my car. I feel like shit. So now you just moved and you're in your apartment and you're all by yourself.
Right.
How you feeling, Tori?
I feel alone and like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So let's try and do a little healing. Let's see if maybe, you know, the 27-year-old version of Tori, right? She's learned a few things, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's got some experience, right? She's gone through recovery, right? She's gone through recovery and she's sober and she's, you know, gone through some stuff, right? She's gone through some painful moments and she's overcome, right? She's strong.
Right.
So I want you to just imagine that 8-year-old version of Tori wearing her kilt.
Right.
Gosh, I bet she was just adorable.
Yeah, she was cute.
Yes, just adorable. Okay, so close your eyes and just imagine her for a moment. Picture her in the little kilt. Let me know when you see her.
Yeah, I see her.
Okay. And is she looking at you?
Yeah.
And what is her facial expression?
Just kind of mute.
Mute.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I want you to kind of like slowly walk over to her so you don't spook her. And let me know when you get closer enough to where you're close to invading her space.
All right. I'm there.
And so what is her facial expression like now?
It's just it's questionable. It's scared, a little scared.
Okay, questionable. So she's probably a little curious,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little bewildered.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, bewildered. Okay, maybe a little scared. So why don't you just ask her? Ask her, hey, I can see you're a little bewildered, maybe a little scared. How come?
Yeah, because she says she feels very alone.
She feels very alone. And why don't you tell her how you feel?
All right. I feel alone as well.
Hmm. So now that you're there and let's just say she's 7 and you're 27. So that's 20 years ago. You haven't seen little Tori in 20 years, right? And you guys are both in the same boat. So ask her if there's anything that she needs from you.
Um, just to say that like it's gonna be okay, and that I like basically like, oh, do I need anybody? Is what she's asking me.
Does she need anybody?
Right, right.
And can you ask her what she means by that?
Basically like, oh, like, am I better off alone?
This is where you come in, Tori. So what do you want to tell her?
Well, there's part of me that says, yeah, you are. Don't trust anybody, but I know that's not true in my heart. You know, there's certain people you can trust. And,
what do you want to tell her? Just put your arm around her and tell her be a big sister to her.
yeah, just basically like, I got you. And yeah, I got you.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. So ask her if there's anything that she wants.
Yeah, she just wants a friend and just someone that she can relate to and not have to try to gain the approval of, because it's exhausting.
So tell her it's going to be okay because.
It's going to be okay because you're strong.
What else?
It's going to be okay because you've been through shit and you can go through, and this is nothing.
This is nothing. That feels good. Real good. Right? It's going to be okay because
you are Not just a survivor, but a thriver.
Not just a survivor. So, what about the weight? Talk to her about the weight.
That that yeah, but see,
It's all right. 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 Breathe.
I mean, listen, I could say to her, you are just perfect as you are.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't believe that.
Sit with that for a minute, Tori. You are just perfect the way you are. But I don't believe that.
No.
And what would it take for you to believe that?
How long do you?
We still got at least a half an hour. So
What would it take for me to believe that? I don't know. I mean, it just. I really don't know what it would take because I've been working on this for years.
and this feels like it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like you've been faking it for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could say that you're perfect just the way you are, but I don't believe it. What would it take for you to believe it? And I don't know. And you are perfect just the way you are, but I don't believe it because.
Ugh. I don't believe it because I've been told I'm not.
By who?
Well, not directly told, but by my mom and dad.
So how do they do it indirectly?
When I was a kid, I used to have to ask to like get something out of the fridge or and my dad, I was never good enough.
So you had to get permission to do things.
Well, yes, but like other kids do, but I guess it was just more, well, why do I have to have permission to do this if I can get away with other things, basically.
Like what?
Well, I had a really bad eating disorder.
Okay. So they didn't trust you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you trust yourself?
No.
Do you trust yourself now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what did you do so that you would be able to trust yourself?
I put forth, I what did I do? I proved to myself that I could stay sober and put forth action over time and a longer period of time. Because for me, a while ago, it was just lip service. I'll do this, but no, like I will fucking won't. And I don't think I ever believed that I could do something be consistent, basically.
So you proved to yourself that you could stay sober.
Mm-hmm.
And what steps did you take? What actions did you take to stay sober?
I asked for help. I, had people around me. I worked the steps. I helped other people.
And so are you still helping others?
Mm-hmm.
And are you still working the steps?
No, I'm not. I mean, I don't have a sponsor right now.
Okay. Do you still have those people around you?
Yes.
Okay. And are you still asking for help?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you're doing the work that's necessary. What do you think is still keeping you feeling alone and like shit?
I think it's like I should be. It's all the shoulds.
So I should be what?
I should. Oh my God, what shouldn't I should be married. I should have a kid. I should
Wow. Okay.
be farther along in a career. I should have gone to school and got a degree and got a blah, 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 blah. I mean.
Okay. And is this what you want? Do you want to be married, have kids, be further along school, and have a degree?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay. So whose should be's are those?
Those are other people from, yeah.
Okay.
Society, yeah.
Okay. So do you know why you feel alone and you feel shitty, Tori?
Why?
Because you feel as though you should be doing shit that other people want you to do.
Yeah, okay.
And you know how I felt when I was trying to do things that, or felt as though I should be doing things that other people wanted me to do? I felt angry. I felt frustrated. I felt alone.
Yeah.
Because somewhere along the line, I forgot that I could make choices for me. And so that's why you're constantly moving around.
It's true.
You are, but wherever you go, there you are, right? And so as soon as you get into your, like, here I am, I'm in a new place, everything's going to be different now. I am going to meet all these new people. I'm going to have exciting friends, right? This is going to be the best thing ever. And then I settle in, all my furniture is put in, all the dishes are put away, the apartment's clean, and it gets quiet. And all of a sudden, shit. I thought this time it was going to be different.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So let's forget about the shoulds. Okay? I should be married. I should have kids. I should be whatever. How about I want to be?
I don't know. I don't know what I want to be.
Okay. You see, this is it. This is preventing you from feeling happiness, fulfillment, and joy, connection. Is that I don't know what I want.
Right.
And until I do, I'm going to hide inside my cocoon.
Yeah, and because what I've wanted has been what other people have wanted for me, and that's what I've done for the past 10 years. So
What do you want to tell those people now, Tori?
I want to tell them all to fuck off.
Yeah. Fuck off.
And you know what? I think I have the past 2 weeks because I've been really angry. So a couple of them I did. Yeah.
It's all as you start to grow, as your wings start to emerge, then you instinctively want to fly.
Mm-hmm.
Instinctively. And when you fly, you will leave others behind. But the good news is, once you spread your wings and you start flying, you know where you're going to come across?
More people.
People who can fly. People who have learned how to use their wings. And they do what they want to do.
Right.
Not what they should do. This is all. Does that feel true?
Absolutely. 100%.
So I'm going to ask you again. What do you want to be when you grow up, Tori?
I don't know. I just want to, what do I want to be? I want to be able to make my own choices for what I want.
And how do you want to feel?
I want to feel satisfied with the choices that I make.
Satisfaction.
That's right.
All right. Your homework assignment, Tori,
All right, I got a pen.
is to forget everything you ever learned
All right.
and remember who you are.
So that's a great assignment. Don't think I can.
Any questions?
No, thank you.
Well done. Well done. I didn't think I was going to have to probe that hard, but that was, sorry, it was probing. All right, let's open up the floor. Let's give Tori a little love and encouragement. Ginger, you start.
Tori, I can relate to so much of what you're talking about. I was a dancer when I was young, and I had an eating disorder for almost 12 years. Been working my whole life to fulfill other people's expectations for me, and I'm at a point now, I'm 45, and I'm like, I don't know what I want with my life. So like I relate to so much of this, and so this whole session has really spoken to me quite a bit. And you know, something I've realized in just the last, couple months is that I can fulfill those other expectations, but I'm still going to be empty. Even if I have the approval of others, there's still that like gnawing thing in me that it's like I'm not being true to what I want with my life. And so it's rough, but I don't know how you get there. I did have a breakthrough with my own mother where a couple weeks ago, because I dropped out of school again for the third time in my adult life. And she told me, she said, you don't have to do that to make us happy. And I was like, what? Why didn't you tell me this when I was 18, So I think, having permission from those people, which is not always possible, but just, they'll see that you're doing you, and they'll see that you're fulfilling your own destiny and not somebody else's. And hopefully they'll come on board and see that you're being true to yourself. So I think it's incredibly brave to move across country into a city you don't really know, you know, and start over and start fresh. And it's got to be really lonely, especially now with all the social norms, which are not normal to those of us who've never lived in this kind of environment before. But it you know, give yourself some grace to kind of feel the suck of it right now, and just be like, okay, we'll get through this, because you obviously have gotten through much more difficult situations than this. And you know, it's hard when you have these like grandiose expectations and life is going to be beautiful and amazing, and it will be. It's you know, give yourself the time, give yourself the space, and you know, to explore this new opportunity that you have. I think it's amazing, and thank you for being vulnerable today because it really helped me a lot. I appreciate it.
Wow. That was pretty awesome. Thank you, Ginger. Who's next?
I'll go because I kind of feel like I'm in the same place. You know, I'm 38 years old with no kids and no wife, living at my parents' house, and I feel like I should have done this. Like, oh, I have a friend who has an 18-year-old daughter who just graduated, and he has a 2-year-old daughter, and I'm like, and here I am, like, I don't have any, you know, and I went and got to, and I have a college degree, but both my parents have doctorates, so I feel like that's not even, you know, like I'm not even halfway there on that scale of things, and they both had careers, and I'm still trying to find out what job I want to do, and that's pretty much where I'm sitting right now, is trying to find out what do I want my mission in life to be, because it seems like for the longest time I've been running around doing what everybody else's missions are, and trying to do this and go to college and do this and be this, and like, oh, now I'm behind over here, and I did this, and you know, I was in the military and that was cool, but then my parents want me to go to college, and then I did that, and then now I have people who have kids and they're like, oh, well, you're this old, how come you don't have kids, and like, you know, just everything. And it's pretty much, you know, I have to pretty much stop comparing myself to everybody else, because I feel like I find myself running down this path, and I'm not happy that I'm on this path. It's because it's not my path, it's somebody else's. And that's, you know, that's been hard, because I've been asking myself the same question, well, then what is my path? And for the longest time, you know, I don't even think I asked that question. I felt like I wasn't on the right path, and I didn't know what to do about it, so I drank. And then I'd be mad that I was still on the same path, and I drank more. And now, you know, I'm trying to find out what that path is for me. So, I mean, that's just, you know, kind of where I'm sitting at. And, you know, it's not just being vulnerable, but being authentic. And that's what I think you are. You're just, you know, expressing who you really are and what you really want. And that's the hardest thing, is to ask yourself that question, because nobody's going to ask that for you, and no one really knows the answer to that. And, you know, I moved so many different places. I lived in Las Vegas, I lived in Dallas, I lived in California, I lived in Idaho, and it didn't matter, because every place I lived, you know, I still had the same thing. I was running from everything, and I was there. Like they say, you know, everywhere I go, you were there. And that's now finally I'm sitting there trying to find out what my mission is. But now, you know, I have all those same questions. I'm 38 years old, no kids, living with my parents. What am I doing, you know? And it's like, you know, whatever I want. And that's what I'm finding right now.
Brilliant. Eric, just exponentially growing like crazy. Thank you for that wonderful share. Suzanne, you're up.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Suzanne. You know, Tori, great share. Thanks for sharing, and thanks for being vulnerable. Eric, thank you for your service. You know, I think I don't have a lot to add, but Omar asked twice, you know, what do you want to be? And I think what sometimes we lose focus, or let me say what I have lost focus on in the past, is it's okay not to know that. As long as you're living in the space of where you are, and kind of doing the next right thing. And I mean, I think sometimes we feel like we've got to have our life planned out. We have to know what we want to be in 2 years. I think it's good to have goals, but I don't think we have to answer that question in order to be happy and fulfilled and be supportive of others. That's all I've got.
Thank you, Suzanne. And that's a perfect segue to what I was thinking and what came up when Eric was sharing. And it was that, what is my mission? Okay, so what is my mission right now? What is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing here? And I was sitting there right now going, well, I know what my mission is, my purpose is, like, easy for you to say, oh, right? And then I went, wait a minute, I'm almost 50. Have I always known what my mission and purpose was? Oh, hell no. Lost, I mean, completely lost for probably a good, I would say a good, gosh, it feels like a good solid 40 years of my life. It just felt like I was always trying to figure it out. And I remember what my sponsor told me one time. Because I was like, man, it's like I don't even know what I want. Like, what is my purpose right now? And he said to me, your mission or your purpose is going to change all the time. It's going to change as you change. Right now, you know what your purpose is? No, it's to stay sober. You know what your purpose is? To go to meetings, work the steps, and do the next right thing, and stay away from your ex-wife. That is your purpose. And I'm like, ooh, that's easy. Okay, all right, I can do that. Now, mind you, that was after being broken like a horse, right? Where I could no longer buck and fight anymore. I had the bit strong inside my mouth. And so it was just a matter of recognizing that where I'm at in this moment, what I am currently doing, as long as it's the next right thing, is my purpose, right? So as long as we are growing, then that is all that matters. The only thing that matters is that we are growing. So if right now I need to get sober, then I am going to do everything that I can, learn everything that I can, take all the suggestions that I can, surround myself with all the people that I can to help me stay sober. And once I've got some sobriety, then I can decide, okay, what's the next thing I want to do? Oh, I am going to go back to school because I want to learn this. So now my purpose becomes getting good grades, doing the homework assignments, showing up on time, being responsible. And so your purpose evolves and changes as long as we don't make it this big, giant, amazing sort of like, I should be, Martin Luther King or Gandhi or some sort of crazy, what is my mission and my purpose thing. What you're doing currently right now to grow and make yourself a better human being, that is your purpose. Become the best at whatever it is that you are supposed to be doing in this moment. Sheila.
Hey, Tori, I'm so proud of you. It takes a lot of courage to do that. And I can relate to so much of what you share. I mean, I'm 54 years old. I just turned 54 and I have a master's degree. I'm not doing anything with it right now. I'm on disability for a lot of different things right now. So I don't know, like what Omar said, I love that because my primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. That's my primary purpose because if I don't have that, I don't have anything. That's my foundation. And, being of service isn't just to members of Alcoholics or Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous. It can be anywhere. It could be your parents, your friends. If you're adding to someone else's life, you're being of service. And that's all we really can do. And the other stuff is going to come. I mean, if you've just moved to where you are just over the last month or so, what hell are you, 27, 24? Oh, hell no. I could never do that. I don't think. I think that's a lot to to take in. But I think you're doing a great job. The whole thing with the eating disorder, my God, I've had that ever since I was a teenager. And I put it in the chat that ever since I was a teenager, I was this whole thing about you are what you look like. And that's not true. That's only one small part of me. If I had a shitty personality and a pretty face, it wouldn't make me pretty. I gotta have a good personality that I get through going to Alcoholics Anonymous. That's my experience. And then I get more grounded, and then that other stuff comes in. But who cares what other people think? If my parents don't think, well, they do. But whenever I was overweight, if they didn't like it, fuck them. If I'm happy and you're not, don't look. But that's not how I am now. But people and society have played less of a strong influence on me and what they think I should be or shouldn't be or whatever. And when I grow up, I may want to be totally something different than a social worker, or I might go back into working with hospice. I don't know, but that's okay, because right now, the country's down because of COVID. It's okay. Right now, I'm okay. And I have to look at it moment at a time. And I'm really, really proud of you. Took a lot of courage to do what you've done today. I wish you well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. Tori, you get any, you feel like anything surfaced while the other people were sharing? Just curious.
And just too, that I don't have to have this, oh my God, this is what I'm going to do with my life. That really rang true. So.
No pressure then. It removes some of the pressure.
Yeah, because when I was 18, 17, at the end of high school, I made this 10-year plan, what my life is going to look like. And it's just, it just feels good to know that, a lot of other people don't know what they want to do.
All right. Edwin.
Yep. Thank you.
Bring it on.
Hey, guys. Edwin, grateful recovering addict. I think, and I relate to pretty much everything that has been shared, and I think a lot of our stories are, in essence, fear, anxiety. It's just that the characters and the scenery changes, but at the end of the day, it feels like it's the same. So I definitely can relate. And lately I've been reading a book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I don't know if you've read it, but it basically states pretty simply what my inner purpose is, and it's being. As simple as that sounds, being. A lot of the time it's difficult for me to just be here and now, because my mind tends to project things from the past or projects things towards the future. My inner purpose is just as easy as being. Once I kind of narrow that down, my outer purpose comes secondary. But if I don't have what's within me aligned, it doesn't matter where I go. Like you guys said, I'm going to be there. So I definitely relate. And one of the things I've been trying to practice that I would recommend reading the book so you kind of understand where I'm going with this. But I'm trying to practice becoming the observer, having that higher awareness about my thoughts, my feelings, and understand that I'm not them. That I am to understand that I'm a higher awareness and consciousness that each one of us here has. And sometimes I identify, or my ego identifies so much with the mind and my feelings that I feel I need to react, and I live in a state of fight or flight. The more often I practice this awareness instead of identification, the more it dissipates. And the more I understand that I don't have to act out on whatever is going on within myself, and that gives me a lot of peace as well, because it reminds me that I am not my thoughts or my feelings. On that note, one of the things I've learned in recovery, and I keep learning, is to take 100% responsibility of whatever is going on in my life. If I try to place blame or judgment or whatever on others, it's going to affect me. It's not going to affect them. It's going to move me internally. So if there's something that is causing me to feel uncomfortable, there's three things I can do. I can accept it, I can change it, or I can remove myself from the situation. Those are basically the three things I can do. If I feel insecure about something, whatever that is, and I take 100% responsibility, I'm either going to accept it, I'm going to change it, or I'm probably not going to be able to remove myself in that context, but it's one of those. And usually that simplifies very well what it is that I need to do. So that's all I got. Let me share.
Really good stuff, Edwin. And being the observer, dissociating yourself from whatever the event is, or the wounding, or the trauma, or the situation. When you are able to dissociate yourself from the event, it allows you to become much more objective. It takes a lot of the personalization and the identification away. So it allows you to bring the emotional state down, right? If I am observing someone else struggling, it's always easier for me to be objective. When two people are in the middle of some sort of a debate or argument, or something's going on, it's easy for me to be objective. Well, did you try this? And, I'm watching so-and-so and they've got a point, and, this and that. But when I'm in the middle of it, the other person doesn't have a point. I'm the one who's right. Okay. And I'm just trying to convince them. And so this idea of going into every situation, or how to deal with every situation, is to just do that. Try and dissociate yourself, become the observer, and try to be as objective as possible, because from that place, then it becomes easier to either, like Edwin was saying, I can either accept it, I can change it, or I can remove myself from the situation. Right? And so I really love the way that you put that. It's like a great little, it's an opportunity to take a break from being involved directly inside whatever that event might be. Okay. One more share, or maybe two. We got about 4 minutes. Who didn't share? Who would like to share? Go ahead, Leo.
The way you were talking about expectations, that's me too. If I expect something and I don't get it, that's disappointment, and that's me right now. I'm leaving myself open for hurt, and I don't want that. I'm emotional because I feel your pain, and I get it. I'm very good, I think, at being a coach. I'm not the best, but I'm very good at what little I do. Where I went for my recovery, they offered me a group leader job there about 1.5 years ago, and you're in charge, and you got 20, 30 people in your group. And to be effective, I think you've got 20, 30 people in your circle. And when they share, you should know their file. You should understand their family, their file, what they're telling you about. I don't fire like that. I don't fire like that. All the booze and pills I did, I don't fire like that. I don't remember. I'm pretty solid one-on-one. But when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm no good at it. And I told them no, I didn't want the job. So like they were pushing me to take this job. And I didn't take it because I don't think I would have been good at it. It wasn't for me, you know, and it felt right at the time. And I still don't have any paid clients. I still don't have anything, you know, even though, you know, I've got people on Facebook asking me to do these interviews and stuff. So I think I'm in the right circle, but I don't have anything solid in front of me. And you know, Tori, I love you, man. You took a chance on me. You gave me a spot on Sobriety Engine every Tuesday night. You trusted me with that. What the hell is that? If you knew me, you would hate me too. But you didn't do that. You trusted me, and I got so much love for you. You are a solid, solid person. And whatever that happened to you when you were a kid, fuck that. Fuck that. You know, you are not hurt. You're a conqueror, man. You're Braveheart. That's what you are, man. You're Braveheart. Fucking right. Damn it, Omar, you made me cry again. I'm done with this.
I love crying. Can't tell you how many of these I've done where I started crying. It is the best thing. It's one of the greatest gifts available to us, is the ability to feel such incredible amount or just such powerful emotions that it brings us to tears. And it allows us to really realize that we're alive, that we are alive. That's what those tears, sometimes they're tears of sadness, sometimes they're tears of disappointment, but a lot of times we're missing out because there are absolute tears of joy that let us know this is what it's all about. Sheila?
I just want to say it's 58 degrees in Texas. I'm sitting here in a pair of jeans and a long sleeve because it's getting too serious. I had to break the ice. And a blanket, mind you, and I'm still cold. It was 101 4 days ago. This is bipolar weather. So if no one's laughed today or told you that they love you, I'm laughing and I'm telling you I love you. So there you go. It's been raining too. I love it.
It's been raining like crazy over here.
Yeah.
All right, kids. Thank you once again, Tori. Big applause for Tori for stepping up. And, you know, big applause for everyone for participating and opening up and being vulnerable. This is how we heal. This is how we heal. All right, everyone. I love you all, and we'll see you next week.